There are certain sounds. There is a certain sound that they cannot stand. That they panic and they run away from. And
well, like in this spoof science fiction comedy film, you know, Alien Invasions from Mars or whatever it is.
Oh, Mars Attacks.
Mars Attacks.
Yeah.
You know,
well, there's a lot of truth in that movie.
They used you know, yodeling country music as a means.
That's funny. Yeah. Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was I stayed in that apartment.
Just while we're on the movie, anything in that's true that.
Well, I don't know that movie as well. I know They Live, and in the movie They Live, and in They Live, there is a sound, there is a frequency. I don't know if you remember it towards the end that Roddy Piper goes to, and it's a frequency that's being beamed out, which enables these aliens to look in human form. And when he breaks this frequency, then they're all seen. Yeah, I've noticed since we've changed to digital now, my senses have become extremely heightened, and even when I'm just listening to the TV, or even when you turn the volume down, I hear this sound frequency coming from the television that completely messes with my pineal gland.
Now this is important because another member of the base's back room, so to speak,
right.
The thing is that he had devised a device to encrypt records on CDs so that it wouldn't be able to be copied.
Right.
But it was a type of acoustic thing as opposed to some kind of digital trademark encryption.
Right.
And when he played this in the record executive of the board, a number of the board just freaked out because they were reptilian. So he
completely freaked out, I'm sure, yeah.
So there's a particular sound
that they cannot stand, yes. Because it alters the holographic projection that they're keeping. And I think it's a misconception that they are actually shape-shifting. Some are, but it's a misconception. Yeah. What they're actually doing is altering your visual cortex to make you think you're seeing them that way.
Yes, absolutely, yes.
And this is very important as well, you know, because you can that's the truth. They're not actually looking that way. They've just manipulated your mind to think that they are.
And that must work through Keating in 2001 and all.
Yes. Yes. So there were no planes that hit the building. They were holograms.
Why did you switch to that?
Because I was just thinking about 2001, and they were just testing Project Bluebeam out as far as they could. It wasn't even a missile. It was a...
Well, what was Project Bluebeam? There's an awful lot of stuff about Project Bluebeam.
Project Bluebeam originally, they've been trying to do it for a while, because Michael Talbot wrote that fantastic book, The Holographic Universe, and it gives absolute proof that what this particular frequency we're living in is totally holographic, and you can build here through will. If you want to build something, you use your will. If you know what you're doing, you can manifest it that way. That's holographic. Why wouldn't it? Because when it's a full moon, that's when the energy, it's a construct. The moon is a construct in and of itself. It's like the Death Star is a construct anyway.
So when you're talking about the moon being a complete artificial construct.
Yeah, and it definitely is. It's hollow and it's an artificial construct, yeah.
Any other information you know about it?
Well, they're using the moon as a transfer point to harvest.
Yeah.
So
it's interesting. John Lear says something like that.
When you die, when you're dying here, when you quote unquote die, you are going to a transfer point. And there's actually a machine. There's actually a giant machine up there, which then they do a lot of rituals up there as well, which then wipes.
They?
Who is it? Well, the majority of the moon is now run by the Fourth Reich, but there are.
So are you saying that spoof movie
is actually quite right on? Yeah. They always like to tell you the truth with a spin of bullshit in the middle, but and then you're sent right back.
It's got enough of an atmosphere for people to walk around with very minimal.
Yeah. Yes, and then huge. Underground stations and high technology, and so what you've got the Saturn as we have now with the ring around it projecting out a false reality pockets. False reality. It hits the moon, and the moon is working like an amplifier, which then creates and projects the false reality onto this planet. Right. So we're living an inverted reality here. It's not how it doesn't.
What do you mean by an inverted reality?
Well, an inverted reality in the sense that you succeed by doing bad. You succeed by fucking over, excuse my language, you succeed by screwing over your fellow man. If you're if that's if you want to go along with that. I don't care if you succeed. I'd rather not succeed and be okay and take care of people I love. So whether or not it's success is not, I'm not interested in that. What I'm trying to do is change the frequency here so that ceases to exist anymore. When the wars on Mars went on, there was a 100,000-year war, and a lot of us were involved in this 100,000-year war. And while this was going on,
between who?
Between who? Okay, well, so the basis of it was between the Lyrans, or the Nordics, and the Dracos, because the Dracos are chasing the Nordics around because they want their DNA, because that allows them to maintain the holographic projection of a human being whilst they're here. So the 100,000, this was a long war. Eventually, at the end of it, what happened was that they had to call a ceasefire because so many were killed on either side. But I'm not sure that they're gone. I just think the holographic projection is not suited for them for us to see them what they really look like. I think they're still here. There's an island where they have all the dinosaurs there already. They're still there.
You're talking about the movies now.
But that's a real place. They have that.
Where is that?
Well, it's an island off the South Pacific, from what with the dinosaurs on it, and they're still doing experiments and testing them out. They're testing out what the abilities are, and if they can take certain parts of DNA from these dinosaurs and place them into human beings, what extra attributes.
Just continuing with the stuff that Barry King's father discovered in World War II.
Which was?
A lab with strange-looking humans being used for some kind of transgenetics or some kind of...
Right, well, you've got under Dulce, you've got the 7 levels under Dulce, where Nightmare Hall, which I think is the 6th level, where they've just put everything you could possibly imagine together, testing out things. That's not ever going to happen again. This will never ever happen again.
Why?
Trapping souls, because universal law now is not allowing it. It's gone too far.
I get the impression from other sources that what's been going on is so illegal.
It's so illegal. It's being stopped. A lot of these ones out in Arizona and Nevada now have been stopped, and because you've got people souls trapped in machines, where they cannot stop, keep coming back and back again for torturous lifetime after torturous lifetime. And this has been over and over again. What really is 666? It's not quite what.
It's the interdimensional gate.
Right, and it's also talking about raw human being. I mean, the carbon atoms, 6 carbon atoms, 6 oxygen atoms, 6, I think.
Oh, right. I didn't explain that.
It's well, the 666 is also it's also explaining to you time. 60 seconds in a minute, 60 minutes in an hour, 24 hours in a day. So you have 666 there. It's Old Father Time, and what creates time here? Saturn. Saturn is manifesting the false reality of time here. So the big illusion is time.
We have